All right, ashes to ashes and dust to dust. More and more Floridians are choosing cremation for loved ones. The fact of the matter, though, is while most of the body burns, some parts are left behind. Medical implants are left behind and generally considered, well, trash at that point. But the Tampa Bay area is trying to change that. Dr. Joe tonight to show you how in-depth orthopedic patients are helping the living.
Prosthetic joints help patients live a pain-free, active life. But once that life comes to an end, the device becomes non-biodegradable waste, even when the body is brought here to a crematory.
These metal implants are so strong, they can withstand 16 to 1800 degrees for 2.5 hours.
That's because implants are made of metals like titanium and cobalt chromium, the same alloys used in jet engines. This Clearwater-based crematory says these aviation-grade implants began to pile up.
We generate about 2 small barrels of prosthetics every 6 weeks.
Michael White is with Stewart Enterprises. He says for years this cremation company took the implants to a cemetery. Using special containers, they buried the prosthetics.
We just wouldn't dispose of them. We weren't going to do it. Our option to keep them and bury them was the best option. And this way we would always be able to retrieve them.
Until now.
Until now.
That's because now there's an alternative. San Diego-based Alternative Solutions made White an offer he couldn't pass up. The nonprofit sends crematories around the country shipping containers. Once full, the semi-precious metals are sold and recycled. The crematories don't keep a penny. Instead, the proceeds go to charity.
We were very proud of the fact that we were able to donate back to the community by not only recycling them, but that we would get a cash donation that we were able to donate to the charity of our choice.
In this case, that charity was All Children's Hospital.
We were very pleasantly surprised. Didn't know much about it at the time, but as we got to know them, we were very enthusiastic about the support that they wanted to send to All Children's.
All those buried parts made this crematory the largest donor in the nation so far. All Children's has received 3 checks, totaling almost $7,000.
Oh, it's a wonderful blessing for a lot of families.
Thomas Mundell heads up the All Children's Hospital Foundation. He says 100% of the money goes to patients and their families, helping cover gift cards, gasoline, and transportation costs.
Oftentimes they just skip the care and wouldn't be able to come here, so it provides almost a lifeline for us and them.
So why aren't more crematories doing this?
I can't understand why other people don't do it.
An alternative solution, allowing those whose lives have ended to provide a lifeline to children who are just beginning theirs.
Now, there's something I really want to stress here. By law, you cannot get these implants back. And when recycled, each implant doesn't even bring in all that much cash. But as you can see in bulk, it can actually have a pretty big impact.
You know, it's a little morbid, actually, to be talking about this, but there's some practical issues here at stake. One of which is the recovery of some of the investment involved in these implants, but the degree to which these funeral homes are able to do that. Now, you've got this company's in San Diego?
Correct.
Alternative Solutions. How widespread is the practice?
Well, you know, they've only been around for about 2 years. They say because they are a nonprofit, they're able to give back about 40% of what they bring in for these implants. And the crematories themselves are not allowed to keep any money anyway, so it's a win-win.
It's amazing that all of this investment in these prosthetic devices have been lost over the years.
You know, some of them have been recycled, some of them go to for-profit groups, and then others are buried like what was occurring here. So yeah, I think that this opens up a door as we see more and more baby boomers aging and more of them getting implants. I mean, this actually is probably a great alternative for these crematories.
Well, now this one in San Diego that you featured in your story, how did they get started? How do you get into it?
You know, I talked to the person who began it, and his wife passed away, and he came to discover all of this because of her death. And then he thought, you know, how can I give back and how can we give back? And he came up with this idea and he created this nonprofit, and they've already won some awards for their creativity.
Well, you give us something extra to think about here tonight, Dr. Joe.
And I know it is somewhat morbid, but again, it's something that we do have to think about. We have to think about our future and our children's futures.
It's about recovery, too, and an investment, and preserving that for future use. Thank you very much, Dr. Joy Giovinco.
My pleasure.